It's time for the Bobby Bones Post Show. Here's your host, Bobby Bones.
Thank you. It was fun to play Landlaw today.
It was.
On the show. Hopefully you got to hear us play Landlaw. It's a duo. I don't think they're brothers. I think their names make Landlaw.
Oh, is that right?
I think they are brothers, though.
Oh, they are?
Mm-hmm.
Do their names make Landlaw then?
Their first names, things like Landon and...
Lawson.
Claw. Interesting. It's taking her off when we took this from TikTok. Ray, will you give us a little bit?
It's waking up, busting your butt, trying to earn a little extra pay.
There you go. That song is called Country to the Bone. It's Lance Curtis and Lawson Wayne.
Lawson. Wow, I nailed it.
You know why I didn't think they were brothers? Because they don't put their last name. Lance Curtis, Lawson Wayne, unless one of them got married and took their wife's name.
Interesting.
I think it's first and middle name?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I guess so. They're brothers. One of them's really tall.
That's the second guy.
Are they twins by any chance? Is it like Ray, where Ray's twin brother's way taller than him? Anyway, I hope you check them out. We got to do one of these. And they have a song called Hillbilly Legal. Amy, when you hear that, Hillbilly Legal, what comes to mind?
You're just hearing the title?
Mm-hmm.
Hillbilly Bone Down Deep Inside.
What do you think it's about?
Hillbilly Legal. A lawyer from Hillbilly Land.
Okay, cool.
Interesting. We thought it was about hooking up with somebody underage.
Oh, gosh.
Like, that's what comes to mind.
That did not come to mind.
I thought I was marrying your cousin.
So, okay, all that.
Interesting.
Oh, Hillbilly Legal.
Yeah,
like this is
it's
legal
okay.
for
That's
hillbillies.
hillbillies. We can do that.
That's what we thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Maybe 'cause
actually.
Lincoln-
It's about moonshine.
Oh.
Like drinking underage.
Yeah, this is like...
We did a whole Bobbycast on Landlaw. If you go to our podcast from last week, we spent, 30 minutes. And we listened to a lot of songs, and Hillbilly Legal was one. And we thought, ooh, this may not, like what? And it turns out it was about moonshine.
Okay.
The title, though, would lead you to think it could be many things.
Hillbilly
Anytime
Legal.
you have to define that something's legal, I feel like maybe you give a little more direction.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm rooting for them. It says the brothers are excited about sharing their new upcoming music with their fans. They've been working on with heartfelt lyrics and harmonies. So get ready for their fresh sound, Landlaw.
The fresh sound.
It's not even they're from Arkansas.
They're not from Arkansas?
No, they are, but
No,
that's
they
not
are,
why
yeah.
I was drawn to them. I didn't know if it was real or not.
Maybe that's how they showed up in your algorithm.
I get a lot of country music, but
Oh,
maybe
okay.
it's the combination. There are certain people, we talked about this a bit on the show, that want to buy TikTok that know they're not going to get the algorithm with it. Like Mr. Wonderful, like we got a group that'll pay, I think, $20 billion, but China's not going to sell the algorithm. Without the algorithm, though, it's nothing.
But can't you just kind of create an algorithm?
Well, if you could just create a successful algorithm, a lot of people would do it.
Because, don't you kind of know how it works and how you can change it yourself by watching certain things?
What's an algorithm to you in your mind?
Like the system that feeds you
define
whatever
it.
you
I
need.
guess define algorithm.
It's it's tough.
No, I know it is tough, and I'll look up the actual definition. I'm just curious as to what you think it is.
Okay, well, what I picture are the numbers that create the the words I'm looking for. The numbers that create the command that they're telling that website or that whatever it is to feed you video. Like, it's a system program that feeds you certain videos, and it's customized to you and what you want to watch.
It's a long definition. Yeah, right. It based on your actions gives you things that would keep you on longer and consume more.
So
that's what I would say. I'm going to read the real definition here.
Oh, great.
No, you're not wrong. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know if
That's
it's accurate.
it's just a lot of words.
Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it.
An algorithm is a set of instructions that a computer program uses to perform a task such as ranking, search results, or filtering content.
Okay.
China will not give up the algorithm, even if they sell it. They've said it. We're not giving up the algorithm. There's something about it, and TikTok is the best because what they're looking at is how long you stay on stuff, what you like, who you follow, what they like, where you live geographically, your age. They'll predict what you'll like without you ever having looked. So there's something about that IP that they're not going to give up because it will reveal something they're doing.
You know, the other part of the algorithm that blows my mind is whenever you see a video, you get fed one, and then you get it fed from every single perspective of, like, say it's like someone falling down a building. You see, like, his perspective that he uploaded. You see another person who saw it. Like, You can't go on any other site and have it fed to you that way.
You mean on TikTok?
Yeah.
And sometimes I do now just trust their algorithm. So if I see something and I'm like, I sure wish I had part 2,
You're going to get it.
I won't even go to the. Sometimes I will if I'm really interested. But if I'm like a 7, I'm like, I'd be curious to know what happened here.
You will get it.
I know that I watched it long enough that the algorithm is going to bring me back. Or if there's an update later, let's say it's not even a video posted, and let's say I'm watching Heidi and Spencer talk about the fires, but I don't follow them, and I know the algorithm's going to bring me back, but they won't sell that if they do sell. Now, TikTok is the best. Of all the social media, it's the best. No doubt about it. I don't want it to go. I don't think it will go. It may, for a second, be shut down. It's too big to fail, in my opinion. Also, Trump wants it, and he comes into office the day after, and it's not like he can just go, I declare it's up, but obviously he has a lot of pull in this. But it's interesting to see who blinks first, because that's where we are. It's a game of chicken. It's the United States versus China. Because again, China doesn't own ByteDance, but they, in that country, you're over everything to the government. Now, the other one we talked about this morning, Red Click,
Red Note.
Red Note, a lot of people are on it. That is directly the Chinese government owns that one. And they say in the terms of service, like, we're here to promote our Chinese values. And people are like, we love Red Note. But it actually has a Chinese name, but they give it.
Yeah, Red Note
Red
for
Note.
us.
A lot of people are downloading Red Note just in case.
I did get the TikTok you were talking about yesterday about the Chinese spy. Hi.
Did you finally see it?
I am your Chinese
Yeah,
spy. I got one of those yesterday.
That's good. That's funny. People are funny. People are funnier on TikTok than ever in the history of any social media. That's why I like it. And it doesn't matter what you're into. There is a corner of it. On TikTok, you have your own corner. It doesn't matter. 90s wrestling, crocheting, tadpoles. What are you into?
Sure. Anything.
Tadpoles?
It doesn't matter. It can be the most random thing, and there is a community there. Like, China has got it figured out. So we just cross our fingers and hope that it doesn't get canceled forever. I don't think it will. I'd put top dollar.
I know, but I was thinking if it does, we'll be like, that was a wild time.
Well,
Remember back-
MySpace
Remember those days?
was
Remember
shut down, kind of. Like, it went away. Like, they did a lot of changing, which made us get off. We were getting off anyway. But it
I
kind
mean,
of.
but gosh.
We do that with MySpace. Remember the days, top
MySpace
8?
was everything.
Oh my God! Why did we get off that? Why did it go away? It was so great.
I started to get little viruses. The pages were being built too much. There were too much activity on the front page. You'd go to take forever to load.
Oh, that's true.
With a song and then our wallpaper.
I hope that
And they put malware in a lot of that on MySpace.
Ah.
All
I
of
learned how
that
to code.
led to it. What's up?
That's how I learned how to code.
Was-
Like, I want to change my background. I got to look up the code number and put it in my but then it messed everybody's profiles up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, MySpace was so legit because it was the first social media that was for the masses that everybody used.
Yeah, because Facebook was mostly college.
I never had Facebook until it was allowed out of colleges.
Yeah.
Some
Oh.
colleges had it,
Mhm.
but I don't think.
Well, you were out of college by the time
Yeah.
it came up, but I was too, but I just used my college email to get in.
Didn't Facebook, weren't they only in some colleges though for a while? It wasn't like every college.
correct.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we had it. I don't think my college you could get
I think
into
it was
it.
Ivy League because it started at Harvard.
But also I don't know because I didn't have it. But I remember
Obviously,
getting
I
it
was
later.
at an Ivy League, guys.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But but MySpace was just so cool, man.
It was.
It was great.
Well, the big drama was who's in your top 8
yeah.
and your number 1 friend and your number 2 friend.
Didn't you have to have Tom?
Yeah.
Was he
didn't
part
have
of
to.
your?
When you
Okay.
started your page, he was number 1, but
Ah.
you didn't have to keep him up there.
Okay.
Oh, you
You
could
took
move him.
Tom off immediately.
Did Tom make any money from
He
MySpace?
sold it and now is a photographer and travels around the world.
Great.
That's
I'm
cool.
so glad that he invented it and got some money and got out.
Yeah, I bet you think about him all the time.
No, I worry. I just worry because it just went blah. Like no one uses it.
You were
And-
worried about Tom?
Tom
So who-
Anderson sold MySpace to News Corp for $580 million in
Oh.
2005.
Oh, he's
oh
good.
my gosh.
He is the co-founder and president, apparently still, but I don't know what they're doing. But yeah, no, he just decided to pursue his passion, sold it, and then went around and was a photographer and just living life.
Oh my gosh,
awesome.
News Corp was like, I spent $580 million on that. Like,
Well, they had it for a while. I wonder.
They got their money back.
And if it's a
I don't think they got
massive
their money back.
loss, they're going to make a significant amount of that and not paying it in taxes. It's a write-off, right? A lot of major companies on big failures like that. It's a risk, but also the failure isn't quite the failure because what you lose, you can write off, meaning you won't pay those taxes for, and not on all of it, but for a significant part of it. So it's not like they lost $580 million.
How did anybody make money on MySpace?
You really didn't.
Right. So
Only if you were like discovered and you were hired to do things.
So I'm not saying the users make money, but how did MySpace make
They really
money?
didn't.
Oh, advertising.
Yeah, later on
There
they
were
had some
ads?
advertising. It never really caught on.
But I mean, they obviously there was something for them to spend. I mean, I get the coding.
No, not
and
really,
the-
because Twitter hasn't made money. They've tried to do ads, but just because you have
Then
something
why
doesn't mean
is
you're
it-
making money.
I guess just because it brings everybody together.
It gains value. You can gain value without making money.
I know, but
And they did have ads,
Yeah, there's like those little banner ads that were really annoying.
and then they were like virused up too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can own something. Let's say Twitter, because they didn't do ads forever. And Twitter was losing money but gaining value. So you're not making any money, but it's becoming more valuable the longer it exists. So when you sell it, and then you can take out loans on that, on the value of it.
cool.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You raise that value up, so when you sell it, boom, big payout.
Yeah, but no one's going to be buying Twitter.
It's already been bought.
Elon.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying, but that now it's like
I
he
mean-
bought it for so much. I think
It was my favorite site. It's a disaster now.
I think he's
It's
lost
a disaster. It's a disaster. And he wants to buy TikTok. Please don't. You're
What
going
is
to
he
run
gonna
that
call
too.
it?
Dick Talk.
it. X2.
Probably would.
I don't know.
Sex.
Because he
2X.
he told Wikipedia he would give them like $1 billion if they would change their name to Dickipedia for a year.
You serious?
Yeah, look up that story, Mike. Because he's got so much money, like he just does. That's what I would do. I would just
You
do
know what
fun
I was thinking
stuff.
about the space stuff between him and Jeff Bezos? Is I'm like, why don't we
No, they're competing.
I know, but why? Like, let's just combine and like use.
He offered to pay $1 billion to name it Dickipedia. That's a true story. Go ahead.
I don't know. I just think like wish they could work together and do some. They're not like it's two other countries against each other. Let's work together and then save money and use that money on other things that are
Great
you know,
in theory.
more.
But it's like, why doesn't every
beneficial to
church
him.
get together and make sure nobody's
What?
not
But
able
this
to
is
eat?
like- but
Because you
this
could
is-
easily do that in a community.
Right. I agree.
And that's not even competition.
And we
These
could
two guys
start
want
on
to
a-
compete.
I know, but like, just I don't know. Just a thought that popped in my head when I saw in the news about them being competitors and that because Jeff's thing went off into the thing finally after it was delayed earlier this week.
You call him Jeff? You just call him Jeff?
Yeah, I've never heard.
What the
call him
heck?
Jeff.
That hit me weird. I was like, Amy just calls him Jeff?
You know Jeff, J-Dog.
What?
Well, sometimes we say Elon.
Well, at least that's like a name where only he has it.
Right.
Like Jeff, like that might be a guy who comes to the house and fixes something because I'm unable.
I don't know why I did that, but
Jeff the handyman.
It's like with CEOs too, like these really successful people, where in theory that would be excellent, but they don't get to be that rich
I know.
if they weren't crazy about being competitive.
Right.
Like wildly competitive.
It's just like space stuff is so expensive. So like just
Yeah.
Space stuff and like baseball cards, dude. It's the
So
two things.
expensive.
And Wikipedia. I mean, I can't believe this people didn't take $1 billion. I mean, you would if you
Now
are,
Wikipedia doesn't make money. That's a great example.
but they collect they'll put up a thing to
they ask
ask
for
you for
donations,
money.
though.
yeah,
I'm
but
like,
they
get
don't
outta
make
here.
money, right? But
No.
they're gaining value at the longer it exists, it's worth more. It'd be like a building, right? Let's say you're putting a lot of money into a building and eventually you sell it for more than you put into it.
but Wikipedia, how do they pay their employees?
You can take out loans. Let's say you have a mortgage of a house.
I mean, it's crazy.
You can take out a loan on the value of your house as the house becomes more valuable, equity. So you could do that. I'm not saying they do that, but that is one. Like Wikipedia in 2022, 2023 got $180 million in donations. The year
pretty good.
before, 154. They get grants because they
Provide information.
claim
Service.
to do a public service-ish. They get investment income.
But what do they do other than just provide the website? Because can't you just make your own Wikipedia
Sure, but
or edit
what they've
Wikipedia?
Yes, what they've done is have the idea and created the hub that enough people have known about to go into. And so they do keep the structure of it alive, yes. But anybody and everybody could go, I'm going to create a site, and you can edit it, and hopefully it'll be massive. But the one where people actually do it is where the value is.
This is it.
Because people have been drawn. Well, yeah, it's a monster.
This is
yeah.
the one.
I mean, how smart of them to not have to make money. They just ask people for money and people pay them for their website. I mean, it's like, wow, this is so easy.
I don't know though. I would have changed it to Wikipedia
For $1 billion?
For $1 billion.
Heck yeah. Hey, he reiterated back in December of 2024, so just a couple weeks ago, he said offer still stands.
Think about the money that he has, because I'm not sure his official number.
Elon?
And yeah, when they say numbers, they're, again, speculating. But $1 billion for him isn't even that much. So he's doing that for fun. Like, he's worth estimated to be around $426 billion. And right now he is estimated to be the world's richest person. $1 billion of his 426. We're like, dang, $1 billion bucks. That he wouldn't even, if $1 billion was gone, he wouldn't even know.
If he got hacked for $1 billion,
He wouldn't even know. Like, hopefully his people would know, but he wouldn't feel it.
But I got a question.
Yeah.
Why do they not take it? Why is Wikipedia so stupid they don't take $1 billion? How dumb are you?
I don't think they're dumb.
No, I don't think they want to give up.
I don't care.
And if they're making over 3 years, they made about $500 million in just donations, and the value, and it could hurt the brand. And if the brand's hurt, the value goes way down.
Yeah.
So
Let me check what Wikipedia.
No one's citing that source. Source, Wikipedia.
that's true.
Right.
Yeah,
That's true.
like you lose brand value in that. But that's $1 billion. Do you see where he was faking being
Oh, well,
Diablo
hold on.
Diablo player, like #1 player in the world, and then he got online because he claimed to be the best at Diablo 2, Elon Musk, and he got on and played on a stream, and people are like, "This is not true. You're not good."
That game's hard.
And so he was either hiring people to play under his name, or he just paid and they put him up at the top of the list. If I were faking like I was the best in the world at something, I would never do it publicly. I would just let people think it. But he got online and he couldn't like go between maps. And people are like, there's no way you're the greatest Diablo 2 player in the world, which you claim to be. Gamers accuse Elon Musk of cheating to level up. This is poser alert from rollingstone.com. The billionaire is highly ranked in time and sensitive titles, including maybe it's Diablo 4, because I don't know the difference in the Diablo games. But then he struggles with basics on the live streams. Yeah, if it were me and I were lying, I just would never do it. I would just claim it, prove I'm not.
Help me understand.
Oh my! And just so you know,
Yes.
Wikipedia is worth tens of billions of dollars.
Of course.
Is the estimate. I didn't know that. So don't
So
take
you
the billion.
take back the.
Help me understand $1 billion.
comment.
Okay. Oh, you want to know a great story about $1 billion? Go ahead. I got a good one.
I just want to understand. I Googled, it has 9 zeros.
Yep.
So how many millions is $1 billion?
1,000.
1,000 million is $1 billion?
Yes.
That is a ton of money.
Okay. Think about this.
No crap, Eddie. That's why it's called a billion.
I don't
dude.
think people realize that that's how
No.
much $1 billion is.
And I don't realize it either until it's broken down in the way, because we just throw it around now, right? Like billionaire. There are people that are billionaires, like Taylor Swift is now a billionaire. So people in pop culture,
Good one.
it's not just super
Smart people.
rich people that got into business that created things that we'll never meet. Like we could actually go to a concert and see Taylor Swift. Are we going to see Warren Buffett? No, he doesn't sell tickets. So they're even more fictional, right? Billionaires. To 1 million seconds. How many days do you think 1 million seconds is?
Probably 3 weeks. 21 days.
And again, 1 million seconds. Any guesses?
My
He says
brain.
20. It's 11 days, 11 and a half days.
That's
1 million
close.
seconds is 11 and a half days.
Now, what do you think 1 billion seconds is?
I'd be probably
like
2 months.
a
31
year.
years
Oh.
and 8 months.
Look at that difference.
That's the difference that I don't even comprehend until it's broken down like that.
That's crazy.
You're talking about count to 1 million seconds, 11 days. To count to 1 billion, 31 years, 8 months.
Yeah.
That's the difference in 1 million and 1 billion. That's crazy to me. And when it's broken down like that, I'm like, my brain hurts.
Right, because we just say $1 billion,
Right, like it's
like no
nothing.
problem.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine if you're that Edwin Castro guy. He won $1 billion in the lottery. Like
You
that dude.
remember his name?
I saw that he
his-
lost his house.
Yeah, his
in the fire.
one of them. He has many.
one of
His
his
$3
houses.
million one burned down.
Oh gosh.
What I feel bad for, and there's a lot to feel bad for, but what I feel bad for about how that fire's been represented, and I said this on the show when it was happening, was it's represented as the celebrity rich people fire because they know that'll get the clicks and the views. And most of the people that have been affected, I'll just make up a number arbitrarily, 97% of the people that are affected aren't rich or celebrity. But the news knows that you will watch when it's somebody that's famous or rich. That's what we click into. So as they talk about the fire, they're like,
Paris Hilton.
She lose her house?
Yeah.
Or Heidi and Spencer are famous because they've been sharing their house.
Yeah, Ricky Lake.
All that
Mandy Moore.
because they know we'll check that out. So it's misrepresented, and a lot of people online are like, why do we care about this fire? It's all rich people. It's not. It's literally not, but it is. Again, never forget the news is not a public service. The news is a business. They want them. They are providing an algorithm to the people that like what they like, and they're trying to feed them exactly the kind of news they want, so they will stay longer and they will watch commercials. And that's the sad thing about the portrayal of this fire. There are many sad things about the actual fire and how people have been affected, but most people associate this with celebrities' houses burning down. And nobody feels sorry for a rich person who goes through something when it can be easily fixed by money.
So on social, I've seen a lot of that. And then I've also been watching like the news, like actual stories on CBS and NBC, and they've highlighted a lot of really amazing small businesses and
Now
families.
the pressure is
that
they
are
have to,
going,
or they'll just get railroaded.
Yeah, that have lost their home, their business, their kids lost their school, and they're following them, and they're, it's just gives you a look inside too. The community coming together of all these people that lost things, but they're still trying to figure out how to help donate to others and opening up their garages. Like, oh, there's this one business. I wish I could remember it. I don't know, but I love what this old man said. He said, the way I grew up, like what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine. And he lost his entire business, but he now is accepting donations at his home, and he's turned his garage almost into like a Goodwill, and people can pop in and get whatever they need.
And my bet would be that gets a third of the ratings
Gosh,
of famous person B
I know.
who's
That's
done
such a
3
bummer.
movies.
Of course, I don't remember his name, but I just thought it was the sweetest story.
It's like if we have Dan and Shay on versus we have Tell Me Something Good. What do you think rates higher?
Yeah.
Dan
A
and
celebrity does over. I mean, but again, I'm not hating. I'm just stating. How about that?
Shay. That's
I like
nice.
that.
That's like very
nice.
You're not
90s.
hating,
That's
but
real
you're
nice.
stating.
Yeah, no, it's very 90s of me.
Yeah.
The time it would take for you to spend $1 billion. Ready for this? If you were like think about this though. Think about the money, and this is relative to anybody anywhere. But think of $426 billion. Like think about $2 billion of that. Because once Elon Musk said, "Tell me how much to fix hunger, and I'll do it," and they did, and it was like he could easily done it, and he didn't do it.
He
Wait,
didn't
why
do
did
He
he
it.
still
do
didn't do
it?
it. He did the whole.
He asked for the number
Yes.
and he didn't do it.
Let me read you this first. You can find that story. The time it would take to spend $1 billion depends entirely on how much you spend per day. But if you were to spend a reasonable amount, like $1,000 per day, it would take you 2,740 years to spend $1 billion. $1,000 a day for almost 3,000 years.
And that means also too, you're not.
That's not even. You're right.
making more, because if you're that type, if you have that type of money, you're likely making money every day.
Even if it's sitting there,
Yeah.
Right.
and you're getting interest.
Yes, exactly. You don't even have to be
Yeah, you have
working.
to do
Good
nothing.
point. Yeah.
Does he have kids?
Yeah, many.
Yeah.
He tries to repopulate Earth.
Oh, he's like Nick Cannon.
He's had kids with people that has signed like contracts and stuff.
what?
Okay,
Contracts?
where it's like, let's have a kid. I'm pretty sure I can tell you this. Listen, he has 12 children with 3 different women. He believes that people should have more children. This is from his biographer, Walter Isaacson. Elon Musk, the world's richest man, believes in the pro-natalist movement. He has, and again, there are people that, again, I should say the contracts. It's just stupid stuff I've read on the internet. But I think he has had like kids with people he works with, or that work there. But he wants to have a bunch of kids. Good for him. We probably need to repopulate.
Oh, wow. I never even heard of pronatalism, but it's the
Is that how
idea.
you say it?
Pronatalism
What is it?
the idea that having more children is important and should be encouraged.
There is no evidence Elon Musk has contracts for having children. However, Musk has had children with different partners.
No, that's cool and all, but are you being dad? Like, or are you just having the kids?
Well, Nick Cannon does that.
I don't think his thing is to be dad. I think he's trying to repopulate Earth. Like he's got a bigger picture in mind.
Okay, but they're gonna need dads.
Okay. But I don't think that's what his goal is.
He's halfway there. He's probably right, but they're gonna need dads.
Do the Twitter where he gets on Twitter and he goes, how much to fix world hunger?
This guy.
And so they figure it out. It takes a little bit, and they figure it out. And they said it was $6 billion, or he offered to donate $6 billion to the United Nations World Food Program if they would provide a plan to end world hunger. The WFP proposed a plan that would use the funds to feed 42 million people in 43 countries per year. They laid out the plan there, and I don't think he ever gave the money.
So he's just joking?
Maybe that's
it says here
Hilarious.
he pledged $6 billion to solve world hunger, but then gave it to his own foundation instead.
And are they fixing world
And it
hunger?
says he likely donated, quote, for tax dodging purpose. Who knows? Who knows? But again, we never know. Listen, all we know is reading the internet. Bill Burr was funny on, I saw a clip of him on a late night show, and he was like, all these people on the internet going, what was it on?
It was on Kimmel, Jimmy Kimmel.
He was like, all these experts that are like, you guys
hilarious.
didn't do the fire right. You didn't organize. And he goes, how the F do you know how to organize a fire? You're on the internet.
Especially a fire that has never been seen before in history.
I have come to the part of my life where I don't think I need to have an opinion on everything anymore. The things I do, I'm probably wrong on some, but I don't need an opinion. I don't need to have an opinion on everything anymore. But didn't Pigeon Forge, when they had the big fire, didn't they run out of water in their fire hydrants too? Like, this is not such a new thing where this has happened. Because that happened because they needed all that water at once in LA. And there's so much disinformation out there.
Yeah.
And probably even from us sometimes we don't even know it. Remember when Amy got
I do remember that.
NPR.
What was that was
Plane
about?
crash.
Oh, yeah, plane crash. Someone didn't really die.
Guys,
Pigeon
way
Forge
down.
has faced situations where water supplies were low, especially during the wildfires, which significantly impacted the area. Water shortages because of high demand from firefighting efforts. I remember that happening because I remember when the hydrants, they had run out of water because of the demand. And everybody was mad they ran out of water. And I was like, I don't think this is the first time this has ever happened.
You remember I thought I started the
What?
fire?
oh, the running out.
And
Yeah.
Because like a few weeks before it started, I was there and there was a little fire outside my cabin.
And you thought it was you.
And then like we talked about it on air, and literally the next day they're like, that whole Smoky Mountain is on fire. And I'm like, that's where I was.
What are you saying, Amy? Sorry.
No, I thought you were saying this isn't the first time it's happened, like regarding the fires. We're talking about running out of the water.
Talking about hydrants not having
Yes.
water in them because of the heavy usage, concentrated in certain areas. But I never know what to believe anymore because there is so much disinformation that I don't really believe anything anymore. I've gotten to that place where I don't believe.
Yeah.
I can read something, and even if I'm like, wow, can you believe this? I will go, you know what? I don't even know if that's true. I just read it.
I'm kind of there too.
Yeah. Even like all the Elon Musk stuff, who knows? I'm probably wrong about every single one of those things.
Every time I'm with my father-in-law, we're watching sports or anything we watch, he's like, I like that guy. He seems like a nice guy. And then I'm always like, but we don't know him. Like, we don't
I
know
mean, we
any
see
of these
that in our
people.
world where there's some real scummy dudes
Yeah.
in this country music world, and people are like, we love them. We're massive. And I'm like, man, if you really knew them, you would not feel the same way.
Like
that
I've just,
kind of thing.
I've just
Like who?
learned to like see people and be like, I don't know anything about them, so I'm not even gonna just have a thought on what kind of person that person is.
I got to eat some of those cookies in a second.
Oh, cookies.
We gonna cancel workout?
Nah, we'll work extra hard. I got a couple things I wanted to go through that I have on my list here. Eddie wants off early tomorrow. Why?
There's a Pearl Jam radio station promotion going on. So like the rock station in the building, they're having a promotion where I think you have to like rub an oyster, and the person that rubs an oyster the longest
Is that a
gets Pearl Jam
euphemism?
tickets.
Rub an oyster?
No, because it's for the Pearl.
But you can't win the
Yeah.
tickets.
But they're not saying rub an oyster like
For
they're
the
going
pearl.
parentheses rub an oyster. The first person to do it wins the tickets.
Oh, I don't know what does
But
that
you're
mean.
already, he can't be qualified to win.
I can't.
No,
No,
because
you
you
work
work
for
Oh, yeah,
for the
other
station.
than that, yeah, you work here. You can't.
Oh,
Or you work for the company.
Why don't you just buy your tickets?
Yeah.
they're expensive, dude. You know, dude, concert tickets are so expensive these days.
Yeah.
Like so expensive.
But think of how many that you get as a hookup. And then if this is someone you really want to go see, like add up all that you've saved in concert tickets. And
I haven't really gone to a show though in a long time.
I feel like fees are what's really kicking us in the nads with concert tickets because they're
Really?
adding all these fees that make tickets so expensive, and then they do where ticket prices go up and down based on
Dynamic pricing.
oh,
That's crazy
that
to
gets
me.
you. That gets you. But I mean, it's like that in every other part of our society. Like homes, you're in a neighborhood, they start to get bought out. Houses go up in value.
Yep.
There's only one left. Airplane tickets. Why do you think they're more expensive? So that's an
Okay, that's a valid point. I didn't think about that, but you can't do it. Like, then why, when you're fleeing a hurricane or whatever, you can't raise gas prices. I mean, it's the same thing.
It is
You need
not
gas.
the same thing because people need that to survive. So there are price gouging laws. You don't need to go to a Morgan Wallen concert. You do need to be able to have gas and water.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Unless you do need it.
Yeah.
Like I always I see that and I'm always like, man, that's so unfair. But then
That they can't price gouge?
yeah,
Yeah.
because they're allowed to do it on the ticket prices for concerts. So I was like, man, that's not fair. They should be able to do it on anything. You need eggs? $100.
Yeah.
The cheapest ticket for Pearl Jam on the floor is $795.
Why do you have to be on the floor, dude?
Well, you get a
Yeah,
concert.
it's like, hey, the cheapest backstage pass to be able to give them a massage, $1,000. Okay, well, dude.
What's the cheapest ticket?
the cheapest ticket looks like it's $200.
There you go. Have a
Oh, you
run.
got that.
That's super expensive. Yes.
Oh,
I bet you. Is that even with fees?
No, it's not.
That's
with the-
not fees.
Oh, my
Fees.
God.
Because
And
that's
is there
just
another
one
$100
ticket.
ticket?
That's just one ticket.
Oh.
So
One
then you
ticket with
buy
your back against the wall, man.
What
Maybe
I
you
get
should-
what
hey,
you
dude,
did there.
go
Were you
rub an
doing a
oyster.
song reference?
No.
Oh, with your back against. Is that not a
Amy's
song?
all about songs today.
I'm just hearing things in my head.
Put on a mustache, a fake mustache, and go rub your oyster, dude.
yeah. I'm not Eddie.
I'm Freddie.
I win it.
Okay.
Producer
Wear your
Freddie.
hairpiece. Your hairpiece is right here. Just
Oh, I wear my hair system. I still have it.
I texted Eddie day before yesterday, maybe yesterday, and I was like, "Hey, what's the first line to these Raging Idiot songs? We haven't played in forever."
I knew exactly what you were doing.
You didn't.
Yes,
But
I
What were you
did.
doing?
Our $1 million show, by the way, tickets go on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time. Hope you get to come. It's us and Miranda Lambert and Bailey Zimmerman, all for St. Jude. So I text Eddie, and I was like, "Did you even ever text me back?
Yeah.
What did you think the point was?"
Oh, I know what it was. We were just talking about, Amy was talking about how you can look more attractive to your spouse, and it's play an instrument. And so I'm like, oh, there's Bones. He's playing some Raging Idiot songs for his wife.
She's not going to find that more attractive.
No, no chance. And she's-
Really? Hobby Lobby Bobby?
I said, I didn't realize you'd text me back. I said,
I
what's
never
the
got a response. I'm
first
like, well,
line? My bad. Because I was being interviewed for a podcast. What's the first line of, I said, Target song and Hobby Lobby. And then Eddie goes, I needed food from a Labrador. That's the Target song. And then Hobby Lobby is, sometimes when you're feeling blue, get some construction paper and some hot glue.
And we're no stranger to this, Amy. Like, even on stage, he'll look at me like,
song. What's the first line?
first line.
Because
While
I
we're
get going after the first line. But I went and I did this podcast that a lot of songwriters do. And people just show up and play their guitar on the podcast. And I thought it'd be hilarious if I showed up with my guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Because I wasn't being interviewed to play music, but everybody shows up with their guitar to this podcast. And they all play songs and sing together. So I showed up. I was like, all right, boys, ready to play some hits. And then we never really got to it.
Dang it.
I know. That was a
They didn't want to hear
At the
like,
very end, I got it out, and they were like, well, you did bring your guitar. And I was like, kind of just as a bit. And I did a little bit, but that was it. It's the God's Country podcast.
that would have been funny.
It's not up yet, but that's why I was asking.
Okay, because I did see, yeah, you did have your guitar at work the other day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's practicing for his wife.
No, she definitely wouldn't. Once she was like, you know, we're talking about songs, and like I'll get random bits of inspiration, and I'll text Eddie and be like, we should do this as a song. And I hadn't written a song about her or anything, and I was like, finally, I wrote a song about you, except it was about me.
It's what she does,
Yeah, but
For
she was like,
you.
you didn't write that about me. You wrote that
To
about
you.
you and how you.
you feel.
Yeah. She was like, so you didn't write that about me. There's nothing about me in that song. I was like, that's a good
Interesting.
point. That's a good point. So I still haven't really done that. I can't do a serious song because I can't sing well enough.
But you did that serious one with Garth Brooks about your dad.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that again.
Hmm.
I was just kind of like, we just kind of wrote that song and sent it to Garth, and he was like, yeah, I'll sing it with you. And I was like, that's crazy.
That is really crazy.
And then it never got to exist online because Garth didn't put his music online.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, what was it? Fishing with my dad?
Yeah. But he did it. I couldn't believe when he sent it back and I listened to it. I was like, holy crap, Garth Brooks singing with me. Because we didn't do it together live in the studio. I think Garth has a restraining order on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep your distance.
He's like, dude, don't come over anymore. Okay, that's it. Amy, you have 4 things up today?
I do. And my friend just texted me. I just got a nice note. She was like, hey, I love today's episode. The topic was something I needed to hear.
What do you mean your friend didn't listen? She
What-
listened to
what-
that before this?
I guess she just listened
what's
to
the
it this
topic?
morning, maybe. And she said, like, hey, I just want to let you know. And she's a friend. Like, she doesn't text me all the time. The topic is permission to change your mind. That's the title of the episode. And it really is just going through that. Sometimes I think if we're in a people-pleasing mode, we don't feel like we can speak up or change our mind, or if we've kind of put out there that we're going to do something, then we feel embarrassed if we decide we're not going to do it. And it's sort of like you have permission to change your mind, whether big or small, like on a relationship or what you want for dinner. Permission to change your mind.
I do the dinner one a lot.
Changing your mind?
But would you ever not say you recommended one place and then you've got it set with a friend? Would you ever speak up and be like, hey, you know what? I know I threw this out here, but
I'm not a people pleaser.
Well, but
I will change my mind like crazy. I have no problem changing my mind. I think stubborn is different, but I'll change my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, easily.
Cool.
I'm changing my mind right now. I'm going to do this another hour instead of going to break.
Oh, you were just about to wrap up?
Yeah, I changed my mind. Now we're going to hang out.
Okay. So you have the freedom to change your mind.
Look at that.
You have permission.
Bob Uecker died.
That's it.
Permission.
What?
To
He
change your
did,
mind.
Bob
He did.
Uecker.
He just died, yeah.
He was old too.
So I knew him from Mr. Belvedere. That's
knew him
how I
from
was
the
introduced.
Deer commercials.
And then he was
Miller
the
Lite.
announcer on Major League 1 and 2.
Yes.
He was also the Brewers play-by-play or color analyst. He's a big Brewers fan. Oh, lunch is yawning. We got to go. He's tired.
Oh, that's it, Lunch?
No.
You're done?
I'm good. Back.
R.I.P. Bobby Uecker. All right, we're done. Thank you, guys. We will see you tomorrow. Dan and Shay on. And don't forget, on today's show, Kenny Chesney was on. All right, goodbye, everybody.